How's it going, everybody? Welcome to stream 199. Today we talk about a lot of things. Welcome to another Monday live stream. And the intro is on top of me. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Monday live stream. As always, nothing happened the way it should. Let me bring down my camera here. Better. And now, if I wanted to have my lower third and everything, is it playing? Technical issues as always. Technical problem happen. I'm okay with that. I just changed my capture card. This is the reason why. Everything was working, but the capture card wasn't. There you go. Hey, that's my name. And do we have the subscribe button under that? Somewhere. It's okay. Guys, tell me. What? Is it okay? Does it sound okay? I changed my capture card. So I just want to make sure everything is okay. Is everything okay on Twitch? Is everything okay? Not with this light. Is everything okay on Twitch? Is everything okay on the YouTube side? You guys hear me well? You guys see me okay? I changed the setup a little bit. Okay, so far with YouTube, thank you very much, Nick, for confirming that. Antoine, salut. On the program today, well, we're talking about the wing, as always. We talk about other stuff. We can talk about the fact that I was sick. I was so sick last week that I had to cancel the live stream. So today was supposed to be live 200. 199 because of that. Nothing special for the 200 so far. So maybe I can figure out something. If I can figure out something. But yeah, last week I was so under the weather. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. I start to feel weird on Friday. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. I'll get back to your question here in a second. Hold on. Started to feel sick on Friday. Around 9 p.m. I went to bed. And that's where, like, stuff start to fall down. I went to bed, slept for like 12 hours, woke up feeling the worst I've almost ever been in my life. You sound roomy. Is the mic far away? Well, it should be the microphone of the camera. And it's not. It's not the shotgun. Okay, I'll figure that out. Give me a sec here. I don't understand why. It's still not the shotgun. Okay, hold on. Technical problem as always. Give me 1 second here. Gotta play around with the camera. I'm gonna make sure that this is what's going out to the... Is it better? Is it working now? Still not the shotgun, huh? Interesting. Hold on. Is it better now? Still not the shotgun. Well, actually, the funny thing is, it's the shotgun on the camera setting, but it's not on the stream. Hold on. All right. For some reason, I got the wrong camera. Hold on. Hey, hey, hey. You guys shouldn't hear me now. And it should be the shotgun mic. I believe it is. But now it seems to be double. Hold on, why is it double? Because it was double. All right. Better now? It's double indeed. All right. Is it now? It should be good. Yeah. So double echo should be good. Should be good now. Please confirm on YouTube or Twitch. Let me know. Use the platform of your choice. It's good. All right. Thank you. So yeah, basically, last Friday I went to bed. Woke up Saturday afternoon completely off and slept, was dehydrated and everything. And at some point, I had to call my mom in just so you guys understand how under the weather I was. Called mom in. She helped me out, get me rehydrated, and I went to bed until 10 on Sunday morning. That's how bad I felt. And I had to go through with my week, so I did as less as I could. And I had to cancel the stream because I was still, not feeling good. Feeling way better now. Things have been going great. I had a great weekend of show. Was doing a show with the Wing Compact again at Monitor. Great. So good of a product. I love it. I love my Wing Compact for Monitor and everything. It's just great. So let me go back in the chat here a little bit on YouTube and see what you guys have to say. First, did I say hi to everybody? Hi to Antoine. I said yes, Antoine. Buller, Downs of Dream. Nick, good to see you, man. Rolf, always good to see you. Robert, always good to see you again. You're a regular here. You guys are the two pretty much regular here. Nana's got a question. Can you please do a video on the Wave LV1 Classic? Actually, you could send an email to people from Wave, because I know, because I had a conversation with a friend over the weekend, I know that Wave's going to change distributor in Canada, apparently. And I may have an option to get my hands on the new Wave stuff, the console, the LV1. And the LV1 to me looked like something that I want to give it a try. So LV1 is definitely on the radar. If I can get my hands on one, sure. I don't know if they will just give me one for a week, because I think I can figure out a video on a week, or how to build a setup on a week. Over a week with one. So if they ever want to do that, sure. But it's not up to me. It's up to them to send me something. The HG96 Neon looked great. I cannot wait to have more information about that. I still don't know a lot. I got some picture that were sent to me from a few people, and yeah, interesting. Looks really interesting. It looks like a more affordable option that people wanted to have from the HD stuff. So fingers crossed that I can definitely put my hands on one. I can probably go to AVL, which will be the distributor for that, to do a review. But I don't know, man. I have no news about that. Can we use Wave plugin with the Wing? Yes, we definitely can. There is a optional Wave card available on the Wing, so no problem with that. Does anyone know here how to connect to Wing via Stage Connect? As far as I know, right now you can't. As far as I know. It's a matter of slave and master stuff. So as far as I know right now you cannot. Maybe there will be eventually an option, but I would say honestly, if you can use an AS50 port, it will probably be better. It will probably not be a slave mode, Rolf, for the Stage Connect stuff. It will probably be a slave box where you can connect two console together, because there's a signal pad XLR male to female to respect here. So you would need to have, like, I don't know, I think it's going to be a male to male box that will deactivate the phantom power. Well, one console will activate the box over the phantom power built into the Stage Connect, and the other one will probably cancel that but allow the communication. I don't think it's that hard to build, but it's just a matter of, as of right now, using it. The other way would be to use two. I think I saw before I read up the chat somebody mentioning the DN4816U. You can probably use two of those and just put a piece of Cat5 in between the two. That would be a way to do it, but at that point just run a AS50 line. You will have 48 bidirectional channel, which is going to be better than the 32 channel of just the Wing. Yeah, it's a hardware thing, basically. Sound is out of sync with the video. Okay, maybe I need to check that out, because like I said, I just changed my capture card, so the setup is all over the place. And this morning I had a great time with two beautiful lady singer-songwriter that I'm working with. We plan to have a coffee together, so I set my alarm to rush back at home around noon to set up the stream, and this is something that slept through. Let me know if it's unwatchable. I can try to add a delay, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on with that. Robert, what I read is that the HD 9616 and Neon 16 are prototypes, so we should have to wait at least 1.5 to 2 years. Since the HD Air isn't even shipping yet. Maybe not a year or two. Because I think physically and software-wise, it's going to be the same thing as the HD. So it's just a matter of doing a prototype of the PC board that's going to have after DSP. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Like once they get that rolling, because if they're talking about it now, it's because it's been like prototype already in-house. They probably had prototype laying around. So I don't think you will have to wait 2 years for the Neon stuff to be released. I think it's probably going to be a matter of a month. I have no official information about that whatsoever, but my guess it's going to be closer to months than years. Mario, what's up? A short burner off-topic question. How do you measure SPL at live show? Great question. I actually have a app on my phone that is, how's it called? NIOSH SLM in 2 words. This application right here, and funny enough, that's what I use for SPL. And eventually, if I started here, it's gonna give me an average overall SPL of, oh come on, focus, you can do it, focus, don't focus on my face. It's gonna give me an average SPL of sound over time. And the reason why I'm using this app in particular is because it's the same that they use at the City of Montreal when I'm doing outside show. People from the city use that one, and it's just the one that I'm referencing. To be honest, I just need to have a ballpark. I don't need to be precise SPL. If I'm mixing a show and I see the app going in the hundreds, I turn it down a little bit. And if like my limitation is, like, let's say I have to mix a show at 95, I'm gonna mix the show at 95 using this. And if for some reason somebody show up with a better SPL meter, I'm gonna adjust, and you won't be that far off. You will be 1 or 2 dB, so nobody will scream at you if you're like 1 or 2 dB off. You're not gonna be 10 dB off, but just 1 or 2. So that's a really good way to use SPL meter. Use your phone. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, the Neon. Some people ask me if I were to sell my compact now that the Neon was announced. I don't think so. Not for now. Not for this year. Maybe next year. Because I'm gonna guess next year they will be available. I don't think you're gonna have to wait 6 months or 6 years to see that happening. Oh come on, 6 years for an iPad app? I don't think so. It was not. Maybe it came 6 years after, but no, it didn't take 6 years to do it. The question is the Neon the replacement for the M32? And as far as I understand, no. The Neon, my understanding is, again, I repeat, my understanding of that product is it's going to be there for the people that didn't want to jump on the HD96 full size. It's called the 24, but I'm going to call it the full size. And the Neon's probably half of that. That's my understanding. So people that said, it's expensive, I don't need that many channel, I don't need that many aux. So I think it's going to be more that kind of ballpark, half the price of an HD96 full size. People that want to replace their Pro 1, Pro 2, and were fine with Pro 1, Pro 2. If you are fine in the 56 to 64 channel, this is what market share those consoles are for. All the processing inside, all the R&D for the software is already done. It's just a matter of cutting it in half and drop it in the console. It sounds easy the way I'm saying it right now, but I believe that's going to be it. Yeah, the Wing Compact is an amazing console. There's plenty of gig that can be done with the Compact or an HD 9616. If it's too big, the Compact's going to be it. If it's, it depends. I mean, think about it. Some people carry around or used to carry around a full-size Soundcraft, the VI4 or the 400. That console was huge, and it was okay. They wanted to have their 3 screen. Some people carry around Grand M8 III full size. Nothing to complain about that. So I love the compact because the kind of show that I do, it's fine. But the wing full size on a gig where I have a truck, it's fine. But I don't think the Neon is for a guy in his basement, basically. I think the Neon is going to be a great console for the people that, have an AV company. They want to have really high-end sound, but they don't need that big of a footprint. Half the size, half the processing, but all of it, but just cut in half. I think will make more sense. If I'm correct about the Neon, my understanding is it's gonna be the half size HD96. Yeah, the HD96 is a full size. It is a perfect size. I think the Neon is the same size screen. It's just like it's like the top of the Air with fader on it, mostly, and a couple of more custom option. It's gonna be more expensive than the Air, and it's gonna be half the processing. Is it more expensive than the Air? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Maybe I could be wrong. Hold on. I think I got something wrong here. The HD96 16 is and the Neon is not the same thing. I believe they are the same thing. I believe the 16 was the Neon. Am I wrong? Is there 2 more console, or I didn't see the right product? My understanding is the Neon is... No, it's 2 physical flavor of the same console. Oh, okay, it's 2 console. It's a full DSP 16. Okay, I didn't know about that. I thought it was... then I didn't see the Neon. I didn't see the picture of the Neon then. Okay. Thank you, John, for confirming that. Okay. Totally wrong about that then. Well, I didn't see it, but just the idea of having 72 channel by 64 out, they could have go 72, well, they could have gone 64 by 48, and I would be good for that. Physically, both look the same. Okay. Okay, makes sense now. This is why I didn't see 2 different pictures of consoles. So basically, you have the smaller footprint and you decide the amount of horsepower that you got in there. Kind of like they did with the Pro Series, the 369 and 10. It's the same chassis, and you were adding DSP. I don't think that's gonna be an option with these. I think it's gonna be fixed DSP, but it makes sense to me now. It's all the new HD Neon 16. Okay. Yeah, I think the Neon's gonna be there to compete with the Adventus Solo and the LV1. It's probably gonna be cheaper, is my understanding, than the other option. Bonjour, Patrick. Guys, say hi to Patrick, my lovely mod hitting the chat here. Okay. I don't know, maybe you guys can help me out. What is the same price range option in the Adventus and the LV1? how many channels you have, because I believe 72 by 64 is still big. To be honest, I think 64 by 48 is what I need for most of my gigs. Is there a way to use the Midas DS, the DP48 with a Digico SD10 or any other digital console? Yes, but you would need to have a physical split. As far as I know, there is no way to convert any signal coming from the Digico in any kind of hub as of right now that can talk to the DP48. If you have a physical split, you can do that. The DP48 is not Dante, it's AES-50. I don't think Digico has a AES-50 card. Maybe. You know, it's the kind of thing that they could offer. There's probably some demand for that. But usually it's a way that the company's trying to, you know, having to choose an ecosystem. If you want to go AES-50, you go Midas. If you want to go other option, you go with the other option from the Digico. I don't know what kind of protocol Digico is talking. Can Digico Dante? I believe so. Then Absys Flexivert from Dante to AES-50 might be an option. Yes, but I mean, those options are pretty much a ridiculous amount of money. It's gonna be, think about it. To me, if it's cheaper to buy a physical analog split and stage box than buying your converter, I'm gonna go with the physical box with a split snake and converter. Digico is Medi. No, Digico has Dante option, because I remember with my wing I it's 50 to 100 millisecond. Ooh, okay. I will need to check that out. I think that's gonna be it for today, but I can eventually check that out. Actually, I have to figure out why my shotgun mic is not picking that up, because it should be it should be there to avoid all those mistakes. It should be just right on time. Anyway, but yeah, I believe Digico has a Dante option, because I've already connect my output of my wing to a Dante option on a Digico. Merci beaucoup, Patrick. Okay, so is it really that bad? Because I can try to do a quick fix. I'm not gonna go too much into detail. I'm gonna try this. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna try 75 millisecond. Let's go with a little bit. Let me know if it's better or not. I'm trying with 100 millisecond of latency. Maybe we'll see a Medi card in the for the wing in the future. Maybe, Tom. I don't know. Could it make sense? Better now. I'm in sync. Bye. I'm in sync. If you get the reference. You're old. Yeah, I think the UB 8 will be an option. Definitely. The leak rumor about it is it's gonna be Dante. So I don't know. A Medi option for the wing will be bye. No, not yet. MADI option would be a great option. I'm still wondering why Behringer didn't do a studio card for the Wing, where you can record an overdub on like an SSD. It would be amazing if you could drop one or two M.2 drive into a card and just have the speed to read and write on it, because I don't think it's a matter of the console not being able to do it more than the medium that they use, an SD card, not being fast enough to read and write at the same time. If we could replace that by one or two hard drive for a session, it would make a lot more sense to me. I think the you know, having the console as a tape machine, basically, just out in at the same time, you can enable stuff and just do that. Do you need a card that does a simple rate conversion from 96K? That's a Hub Pro 4. I have one of those. They work fine. Yeah, the Hub 4 Pro is the solution for that. I always say Hub Pro 4. I don't know why. I mix those up. Is everything okay on Twitch? Charlie, are you still there, man? You still on Twitch? Anybody on Twitch can confirm me that this is working good? Just want to know. Let me get the chat back. All right. But I mean, it's working? Okay. No, but I mean just for studio DAW? Interesting, Nick. But I don't think it's an option. I mean, let's be honest here. Music Tribe is not going to compete with itself. And it makes sense, business-wise. And I think what the people like me that bought into a compact, which is a little, you know, the compact is a little on the edge of being in a console just under what I need for most of my gig. I'm fine with a compact, let's be honest. But if I wanted to step my game up, I would need to move into a different architecture. And I think they really well designed their architecture for the Wing. It appeals to that market. The professional market is going under Midas. There is nothing wrong with the compact, but man, do you need to accept a couple of trade-off, like being at 48K. To me, it's no big deal. To some people, it's a big deal. I say if you want to have 96, sure, go with the Midas. I'm convinced, I'm 100% convinced that it's going to be a great console. Even the Neon for a studio is going to be more than what you need. But also on a different point of view, if you're going into a DAW, why do you care about console like the compact? Nothing wrong with it. But I mean, I've done some setup for client where take the compact, you set up everything, you insert every channel into a DAW to be able to mix and process with a compact, and why do you bother with that, man? Just use the damn plugin. Like, seriously, Reaper is amazing for the price that you pay. If you're a Mac guy like I am, Logic, with the stock plugin from Logic, you don't need, or almost don't need, anything else. I was having a conversation with my friend who's running a studio most of the time, and nobody cares if the 1176 ripoff that you have is from Logic or from UAD. If you have the real thing, it's going to be the real thing. But nobody cares that you use a plugin from one brand, the Wave plugin or the Compact plugin or the Logic plugin. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to hear the difference. Not even you at some point. So why do you bother with that? Don't bother with that. Don't waste time on that. Just honestly, use the Logic plugin. nobody care. If you're gonna be in that DAW, just go there. Don't bother with this. If you want to use a console as an interface to mix, sure, but having to send yours or create inserts inside Logic, man, nowadays, no, it's not worth it. It's not gonna make you sound any better. And I never understood that mentality that people wants to mix on a console because somehow it's gonna add magic to their record. It's gonna add fairy dust to their record, and it's gonna sound suddenly better. The answer is no. You need great performance, and you need to mix them really well. That's what you need. Actually, you need a good song, perform really well, and after that, mix and stuff is second. As sad as it is, you don't need gear. The Beatles didn't have half of what we got in our basements right now. Honestly, I have 32 channel of recording in my basement right now. I have a couple of guitars. I have a couple of microphone, really good one actually. I have my flagship Beyer dynamic mic that I love. I have the SM4 from Shure. I have a couple of those. I got 58, I got 57s, I have enough, I have my Beyer Dynamic drum kit. If I want to set up a drum, I can move the console out of the way here, put it on the side, have a drum here doing up to 24 input, which I probably won't happen. Man, I didn't see anybody making a better career than the Beatles so far. We have the technology. Write as many good songs as the Beatles did. Sorry, but that's it, man. Write good song. This is... Let me go back to the other extreme. I'm pretty sure we all know who Billie Eilish is. If you don't, well, I strongly suggest that you take a look at her. Actually, if I have to pick, I would say her first album, When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Take a listen to that. That won 5 Grammys. It was recorded in their bedroom. I'm not going to say mixed because I know it's been mixed in a real studio. But it was recorded in their bedroom with a AT2020 and a decent audio interface. I think they had an Apollo or other stuff like that. It was not a Focusrite 2i2. Not that they could not do it with a 2i2. They could. It would have changed nothing to the result because they took time. They took a year and a half to record that album. They make sure that the performance on those albums were amazing. They had a rule to not use autotune to fix stuff. So Billie recorded everything herself. She took time to make it right. Not perfect. She took the time and effort to put the right thing on the record. With an AT2020 in a room that was probably not treated as well as I have right now. So, it's up to you, man. Don't waste time on gear. If you want to have a Wing Compact in your recording studio, it's a great tool. You have 24 preamp in the back. You have the way to do a multiple of headphone mix, because when you're in the studio you basically want to have a headphone mix. You can record 24 channel. You can do a bunch of in-ear mixes with reverb and everything. It's gonna feel right, and that's a great way. That's a great tool to have for that. It could be a great tool to mix too. Other than that, no. And funny enough, if you are on Mac and if you are on Logic, and if you want to listen to something really cool, you can listen to Ocean Eye from Billie Eilish. It's the demo session. You can download that, and you have all the offcut. You can open up the track. You have all the track, and they replicate the plugin that they use.
but you have all the tracks, you have all the take where there's coughing, there's like, oh no, it's not good, oh, where it's out of key. It's all in the session. You have access to all that stuff. Go take a listen. Go take a listen to the performance. Take a look at how it was mixed, how it was approached, and write a goddamn good song. I know it's gonna piss a lot of people off that they want to buy gear, and I'm guilty of that myself. If only I had a real 1176 to track vocal with a real vintage, in good shape Neve 1173, and that's a preamp and EQ, and maybe another preamp, and the real VU 160 to also add to that chain into really high-end converter. But the thing is, if I plug a SM58 into a wing, or my Audient ID44 that I have on my desk, that's all I need. If it's a good performance, if it's performed well in front of that microphone, that's gonna work, man. Layering, doing your stuff, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be awesome. Jamal, I got a question. What do you mean by with the wing? Because you ask, do they plan to still have the Wave sound grid with the wing? The Wave cards are available when you purchase a new wing, or some people will retrofit your wing with an internal Wave card. You can have that happen. So the WSG module exists. You need to have a Wave server, and you need to have a wing set up next to your console. I don't think maybe some people in the chat can confirm or deny what I'm saying, but I don't think you're gonna have control over your Wave plugin on the console itself. Like, it's not gonna be on your screen anywhere here where you're gonna have an option to control your Wave. I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh, that's crooked. Hold on. Let me bring that back in a little bit. There you go. So, basically, they just need to keep all the small interface that can do 96K. Yeah. Well, you don't even need 96K because you're not going to listen to it. Of course, it's going to give you better, more broader range sound quality if you want to go that route. But again, the Beatles didn't have even 44.1K. They were recording to tape that has really low fidelity, and they were making good song. I mean, you guys, some of you guys, I'm gonna go with my average from YouTube. Most people here are 35 to 65. We all listen to cassette. Yeah, nobody needs 96K except the manufacturer marketing department. I don't think it's doing that much of a difference, 48 versus 96. Again, depending on the situation. I've given that example before. Like, if you're Celine Dion at the Caesars Palace and you set up for a couple years there, and you are in the control environment where everybody has their little, small delayed speaker in front of them, and everybody's gonna hear clear definition of everything, and the room is perfect, and the sound system is reproducing perfectly the mix that you send into it. Yeah, maybe 96K you will hear the difference, but I mean, in those fully controlled environment where the room that you're listening to or the room that you're in is perfect, the sound system is perfect, the mix is perfect, if that could be a thing, if the players are perfect, it's going to be a thing. But I don't like perfection. Yeah, most people won't hear the difference anyway. maybe on an A/B test, but I never heard of anybody walking to front of house and telling me that console is 48K, right? And you're going out analog into the process, and you're not using AES-EBU, right? That never happened. People usually walk to the front of the house and go like, "Oh, that's a really big sound system. How many watts is it? Like 1,000,000 watts, 1.2 gigawatts, right? 1.4 or 1.2 gigawatts. I don't remember. One of these two. But people ask me for that, and like, how many watts is that? And the other request is, well, I'm at the front there. I hear the drum really loud, and I don't hear the vocal. Is there anything you can do about that? Basically, that's what people are asking. People want to see shows. They come to see the singer. The guitars sound the same. Drums sound the same. Nobody care about your snare tone. Nobody care about your snare tone. Sorry. Other than the drummer, you and the drummer are the only two people in that crowd that care about that snare tone. And maybe the drummer from the other band that played before you. Did I miss anything? Had to take a word call? Well, no, you didn't miss much, Rob. All I'm saying is people want to have stuff that's not going to do any difference. Mix with DAW plugin, get a Wing Compact as your sound interface, and everybody would be happy. It's a great tool to have in a home or small recording studio, even a professional recording studio, and I'm open to say that nobody's gonna hear the difference if you record a band with that thing, or if you recorded with anything else. If you don't dive into having a full-on Neve console, because they do have a color, I think we all agreed with that. Neve console have a color, SSL console have a color. If you send a mix into a Neve or into an SSL, yes, it will color the sound in a different way. But nobody's going to tell you, or most people, and I think we can agree on that, most people that will listen to the song that you present to them, the result, nobody cares if it was mixed into an Neve, as long as it sounds good. And when I say sound good, I don't mean much about EQ, much about compression, much about anything else. Is the sound, or is the song perform well? Is it in the ballpark of being listenable? I mean, like, the vocal is not too bright, it's not too dull. You got the EQ right. Not perfect, right. If you got the EQ right, and it's a good performance, nobody will care. Amount of F given? 0. In a sound engineering university here in Germany, the Tom says, the best sound engineer and their student regularly do blind tests with 48 and 96K. And the hit rate is always 50%. So it's 50-50. I would say, even myself, if you give me an MP3 320 versus a CD 44.1, if in my studio, in a like well-treated listening environment, in a pair of speaker that I know, if I A/B test, not just one, if I A/B test, maybe I could tell. But I would say it's a 50-50. Maybe, but yeah, most people don't hear the difference. If you go lower than that, if you start to go MP3 128 kilobytes per second, If you go into lower than that, you definitely start to lose like stuff. But 48K, 96K, even in a good listening environment, without an A/B test, no one would tell. And even like in the situation here, A/B tests, no one can tell. And you can even fool somebody if you really want to. You can EQ. I would say if you take an MP3, a 320 MP3, and you had a little bit of brightness to it, maybe a high shelf at 4K, 1.5 dB, and you A/B that versus the wave at 96K versus a wave at 48K. If you cheat the EQ to make it just a little bit brighter, people will say that the one that is brighter is the higher sample rate. I will bet I will bet a comeback on that. Anyway, we went off topic big time here. What do you guys want to talk about? Actually, let me ask you, since you guys seem to be in the know, I heard that Midas is going to have a couple more product. Do you think we will see a 64 by 48 console from Midas eventually? Do you think that's what's going to replace the M32? Because I think we all know that the wing is not going to move over to Midas. I think the M32 X32 has been the thing, and I don't think they will change it. Like it was the thing where it was a crossover, and I think they will split from there. Like this is the X and X32. It went like that, and now Midas is gonna keep doing the pro stuff, and Behringer is gonna keep doing the good but affordable stuff. And I also think, like Nick, that the Behringer wing is giving them a run for their money, to be honest. Like, seriously. And yes, of course, no, Midas is going to keep the 96K stuff. And it's not a matter, well, of course, if you want to see it that way, it's a matter of sound quality, but it's a matter of market. It's a matter of separating the two console, which is not a bad thing, to be honest. Separating the two option to have 96K processing versus 48K processing. Marketing wise, it makes sense. It's a great way to push Midas to continue doing better. Yes, because Midas is gonna be like Midas is gonna be the flagship. It's gonna be the big pro top of the line console. You want 96K? Sure, let's do 96K. It's not gonna matter much, but it's gonna be an argument. It's going to be a way to separate the middle school versus high school. It's going to be the way to separate the high school from university. You got to say it that way. But yeah, you can have really good time at both. I think they learned a lesson from the M32 and not releasing the 96K firmware. I still don't know. Maybe that's going to happen because let's be honest. A lot of people are pissed off by the fact that the M32 was announced that it's going to be 96K at some point. But some point has no timeline. If they release the new, like, would it make sense or would it give it a push to have the M32 be 96K from now on? If they can see, like, if I were a sell guy for Midas and say, okay, we're not selling M32s anymore. People are moving from that platform to, like, people are moving from that platform to the wing, to other company, the SQ stuff, or the whatever stuff, so that the M32s are not moving. A way to move those consoles will be to give them a firmware update that will go to 96K. It could be an option. But I dream of having a 96 HD96 rack or something from that factor. HD96 rack, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it appeals to the same kind of console. It's not appealing to the same kind of people. So no, I understand that you're appealed to it, but no, I don't think the 96 Neon rack is gonna happen. Maybe I could be wrong. I mean, I'll be happy to be wrong here, but I don't think that's gonna happen. The M32 doesn't have enough DSP. I don't know about that. I think it's possible. Problem with 96K is that none of the Behringer stage box can do 96K. So if you make Wing X32 96K, they will only support local I/O and the Midas Blue Box. But I don't think that's the point. I don't think it's the purpose. I think forget the stage box. That's not the selling point. I don't think the Wing will ever go to 96, but because the M32 is under the Midas brand, what about story that the DL32 was working at 96K? Actually, I spent some time on that, and it didn't happen. I tested out myself. The light will turn green, but you will only get pink noise. It doesn't work. I tried it. Somebody told me that, I don't remember who it was, a year ago or something like that, when I bought my first Pro One. Somebody told me that they plugged that in. The light did turn green on the DL32, but it's not passing signal. And it would be stuck at 24 preamp only, because 96K turned AS50 to 24. Thank you for showing up, Nick. See you soon. Actually, Nick, if you're free tonight, let me know. We can work something together if you're free. See you soon, man. Yeah, I think the only reason that they would go is because it's a Midas console, that the M32 would go 96K, and it will probably branch the firmware from there to a different kind of firmware. I don't know if DSP-wise, I cannot confirm that, but I believe it was fine. I believe somebody looked that up, and it has enough horsepower to handle 96K processing. Because I think internally it processed that more than that, but it doesn't really matter. But the converter, they can run at 96K. I believe that. So, we'll see. If they want to move more M32, or give it a second life, if they start to pile up on the shelf, they can probably do that to give it a life. But I don't see any other reason why they would do that. And if they do that, they will probably need to stop making it work at 48K, which will be a deal breaker with some people. I don't know. There's people in the know if it's gonna happen or not. But I saw a rumor that it would go to 96K. I have no clue about that. I have absolutely no inside information with the Midas stuff. I do have a little bit from the Wing, and that's about it. And I'm not dealing everything. Some people think that I'm dealing with the Wing, and I'm not building those software. I only have beta access. There will never be an M32 or a Wing that run 96K. Okay. Actually, somebody can probably hack the firmware and do that. Don't do it, but somebody will probably try. Actually, it's really well protected, the firmware on those consoles, because I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day, when I had the couple Pro One here, I tried to hack the firmware and change some image inside the hard drive. I have a hard drive partition. Yeah, but not from Behringer. I had a hard drive where I could play around with the firmware of the Pro 1, and I tried to hack, instead of having the save screen as the image from Midas, I tried to hack my face in there and change the color, some stuff, just to fool around with it with the firmware, and it's not working. It's fully locked. You cannot do that, or not without destroying it. It's a read-only file. It's a hard. It gave me a hard time, and after that I was like, well, do I start to give that a try? And had some, I wanted to have Expander on the Pro 1. I tried to make that happen, and I was like, no, it's not gonna happen. This firmware is protected, and that's not gonna run. But maybe somebody somewhere can figure out a way to hack the M32 firmware and boost the clock from there. I don't know what it would imply. I don't know if it's a matter of just flipping a switch or not and make the console run twice, DSP wise. But I have no clue what's going on with that. Are we still good? We still live? Because Twitch is giving me some weirdo signal here. Let me know, guys. Yep. All right. So it's been an hour. What do you guys want to talk about? If there's anything, we're going to call it a day. I'm going to run on with my day. I've been pretty sick last week, and I'm starting to catching up slowly with my emails and everything. But at the point now where the business is going. Okay, it's good, but there was a glitch before. Okay, so maybe this is why I had to reconnect. I'm looking at OBS right now, and give me a green thumbs up, so it's good. Nothing to worry about here. All right, so that's it, guys. We call it a day. I'll see you all actually next week. Maybe I can do a little bit longer, but next week I'm not going to be here. I'm flying out to Winnipeg with a band. I have a show there. It's going to be... I'm gonna try to vlog it. I know the guy don't like that in that band, but I'm gonna try to vlog it myself. I'm gonna try to hide the camera here and there. Probably do it on my phone. But yeah, I'm flying out to to Winnipeg next week. I'm gonna do a fly-in. Like, it's gonna be a rock and roll day. I'm gonna wake up at like 6 at home, fly in, get on the plane, go direct to Winnipeg, load in. Locally provided everything, X32 or M32, all the guitars, everything's gonna be like locally provided. I'm gonna do the show, we go to bed, and we fly back in. So it's basically like I'm going to Winnipeg to do a show, load it, and get out. That's about it. So no live next week for episode 200. Not next week, the week after. I'm going to try to think of something that I can do. If you guys have any idea, make sure to leave those in the comment, not in the chat, in the comment under the video. And until the next one, in 2 weeks, if I can find my damn knob, I'm going to say, guys, thank you very much for watching. We always have great conversation every Monday. You guys are so fun to hang out with. I cannot wait for next week or from 2 weeks from now to see you all. Until the next one, I want you guys to please take care of yourself, and I'll see you all later.